Hello friends, this is Ganesh. Hope you are doing great. In this video, we are going to see how to expose associations through wrap. So we know about association is a lazy join. Whenever there is a need, then it go and get the information from those interface view or a table. So depends on the source. So today we're going to see how to expose those associations in a wrap. So normally we have list and object page, and so far we have displayed the values or the fields through one CDS view, one interface view. We didn't use association so far. We use joins, not association. And here I'm not going to expose association fields in the view level because if you expose the association field like association name dot field name in any of your view, that is considered as a join. Okay, so then what happens once you execute the view, it automatically get the data from your association source also. That is not required, or that is not meant for association. It's like a lazy join. Whenever there is a need of a data, then only it will go and get the information from the view or a table. So that is the meaning of association. So today we are going to expose in the association level, not to the field level. Okay, so let's get into the slides first. So here I have a list and object page. So list page, I'm going to display the header information, and based on the selection, I'm going to display a few things in my object page. Those details are coming from association. Okay, so you can have multiple association also. We'll see how those things are displayed in the object page. So here, this is the basic idea of today's development. So on top of the database, it's a recommended solution. So we have to have interface view on top of your table. So I'm going to have one header interface view. I'm going to use purchase order information, and one for item level. This is my first association, and second is for vendor information. Okay, so EKKO, EKPO, LFA1, and all three are associated in my another interface view. And here I'm going to write a association to the coding over there with cardinality for the item as well as for the vendor. And this is very basic level of wrap. I'm not going to use any managed or unmanaged scenarios. So once your interface view with association is ready, I have to create a service definition and followed by service binding. Once it is done, we can test our things, how it is displayed in list as well as in the object page. So a little technical. I'm going to have all the annotations, okay, all the basic annotations, right, like line item, list page display or annotations. I'm going to have it in the independent interface view itself. So this is one of the way how to do it, or you can have it everything in your final one or in your metadata extension file as well. Okay, everything is fine. The output is also same. And the list page annotations are comes over here, and my object page annotations are going to have in this interface view. Okay, and on top of it, and if you want to expose your association, okay, then you have to do it in your service definition level. Okay, so normally you create a service definition at part of your final view, then it automatically exposes that particular view only. So now you're going to add manually. I want to expose my association as well. I'm going to expose my association view like nothing but item as well as the vendor over there. So there should be a connection between your service definition and your annotations also. We'll see how that is happening in a technical way, I mean in the code level. Okay, and as I mentioned, you can have all the annotations either in your interface view itself and then the final interface view, or if you feel, if you're good with that, I want to do it in a metadata extension, the same annotation can be transferred to a newly created metadata extension for your interface view, final interface view. So that is also possible. So we'll see both in this video. We'll have annotations over here, that is also work, commented it and move everything to a metadata extension file. We'll see what is the output. There is no change in the output level. Okay, and the code wise pretty simple. So I need one UI facet. This is for the association level I'm talking about. Interface view is pretty simple. UI dot line item position label, whatever you want, search. So everything you can able to make it in your interface view level. And this is for the object page. So here the two things are playing a major role. One is the ID. So how the association expose is mapped with service definition and you use in your UA annotation is nothing but this ID. Okay, so ID, just forget about this ID. This is the name. PO items. Okay, this is a name for my first association I'm defined in this annotation level, and the target element also to be mentioned about your association name. Normally, once you create an association, for example, so this is the last interface view or final interface view. Here I'm going to add an association for items and vendor, and the same interface at the end of the interface after all the fields to be displayed, I'm going to expose my association. So it's nothing but the alias name we are going to maintain it. Okay. So probably this is for underscore item. This is might be underscore vendor, my alias name. Okay. So that needs to be added as a target element. So this UA annotation is only for my first association, especially for item details. And the type is line item reference. So this we know already. And if you want to add one more associations, then at the same UI facet, I'm going to have one more with separated by comma, and the ID is vendor. Okay, so and the purpose, everything is same, and the target element is your association name. Okay, you can use control spacebar, it will list all the association, you can pick it from there. Okay, and this is going to be either in your final interface view or your metadata extension file. So both way it works. And finally, how to expose association in your service binding. So normally you have only one expose for your final interface view, and I'm going to add one more like expose. So this is the name of your interface view where the item informations are maintained or displayed. So that is the name of it as PO item. This is nothing but the ID of your UI dot facet. Okay, from there the ID we maintain as PO item. So this is the connection between your service definitions and your annotations. And I'm going to expose my vendor information also as vendor. Okay, probably in our example, this might be changed as ZJI or some other name. Okay, so that forget about it. But this is nothing but your view name, whatever you make for item and whatever you make for vendor informations. Okay, that's it. We'll get into the system now. So this is my system, and here I have an interface view on top of a table EKKO, and I have one more interface view here, and it is on top of EKPO. So all the list page fields are defined even in this interface view itself using an annotation UI.line item. Okay. So now I am going to create one interface view which associates the AKKO and AKPO informations. Let's go here. It's pretty simple. So CGI interface PO details. Next, and I need a defined view entity. So not a defined view. I just go with defined view entity. And here I'm going to have CGI underscore I underscore EKKO association with EKPO. Association, so this is 1 and 2 star with multiple. So 2 ZGI I underscore EKPO. So as I have a alias name on dollar projection Evelyn equals my items dot Evelyn. That's it. So here I'm going to have the fields. Okay, not all the fields. I'll go with, let me do one thing. So I want only these three without annotations. Okay. So then I need to expose my association here. So my association is items here. So comma underscore items. Okay, so don't expose your association fields directly over here. Then it considered as a join, not association. Then the need of association is not achieved if you expose your field directly. For example, So this is the fields I have, right, in EKPO interface view. Then if you expose anything over here directly, then this is not association. Means we are not achieving the association concept here. So better just to only expose on the association level. So the next we are going to have annotations for our object page, and in that I'm going to include the association details as well. So the annotation is facet, and I'm going to have everything in the same line, so you can have an down as well. IGPO items. The next one is purpose, so control spacebar helps you better. And then position, so it's 20. And label, so this is PO item details, and type. So type is line item reference, and finally targets element. So target element, control spacebar, it's display your association. Okay, so far we have only one association, so it displays only that. So we exposed that association already, so that is the reason. So here we exposed it, so that is the reason it comes in your UI level as well. Okay, so that's it, and this automatically comes the UI, the interface level fields are just taken care in this in this annotation level, and the item level are taken care in this interface. Okay, that's better. So now we are going to make a service definition and add a, one second, and expose your or add your association also over there. So let me activate this. Okay, I need to activate my final interface view. So this one, I don't have a metadata file, extension file, we'll make it a little later. So right click, create service definition. So CGI service definition, PO details, PO, next, next, and finish. Okay, it's done. So here, one more we have to do is expose CGI, and what is the name? It's EKPO, right? As what's the name? Over here we have to give the ID name, the same one you have to make it out there as well. Copy and paste it. That's it. Save and activate. So pretty simple here. After create a service binding, then everything is in place. We can execute and test it. So here, business service, I have a definition. It's got created. So right click, new service binding, CGI service binding, PO details, PO, and that's OData V2. Next and finish. And activate it. Once you activate, and you will get the information over here. So publish local service endpoint. You'll get the association as well over here. So this is your entity set and association also displayed. So click it and review. Chrome. So here I don't have any default fields to be displayed. So those annotations are not added in the code. So let me go and select it manually. So if required, you can add it. So I want all three. I want this to be in the first place. Yep. Okay. And go. So like loading also I didn't add it by default. So these are the information that's available. I'm in a list page, and if you select, it needs to get the details from my association level. That's what the annotation facet we designed it. So select it and automatically you will get PO item details, these informations. Okay, and this is one to star association. So let me have one PO number which has multiple items. Then we'll see how it reflects in our object page. So PO document, and that is 45200. Okay. So if you select this, yes, so you have multiple items. Okay, so that's automatically comes in your object page. So this is a way you have to expose your associations. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have multiple associations, probably the vendor information. So that is going to be added in the next in your object page. So it's pretty simple. Let's have the interface for that. So quickly I'm going to create it. So I don't want much explanation for that. Let me have it here, new definition, CGI I underscore LFA1, LFA1, next, that is also view entity, finish. So I have a code already, let me copy and paste it over here, okay? So for a time consuming process. Okay, I'm going to display a few fields like listener, name, one, name two, along with the annotation. So it will take care of the fields which is going to display in your page once it is got selected. So act toward it. So this is the first part, and the first step. And the second step is this needs to be associated with my final view, and over here association. So name probably have one mostly. So 1 to 1 to CGI underscore I underscore LFA1 as vendor on dollar projection dot listener equals vendor dot listener. Okay, and that needs to be exposed. Okay, what happened? Projection. Okay, that is not available here. It shows. So then I need to go here. So that is the error. Okay, let me show the error. It shows that is not in your list. So projection cannot be used. So the column listener is unknown. So let me go to EIQ because that needs to be from here because we used projection. So that should be your base view and listener vendor. Okay, and back to what this is my AKKO view and go here. Let me have this here. So now it's gone. Okay, and the association to be exposed. So underscore vendor. That's it. And this is my final view. Still it has some issue. Let me check. Okay, spelling. Okay, let's act over it. So almost we are good and we need to add one more facet. So I'm going to have this. Just copy and separated by comma, add it. So I'm going to have a different ID for this vendor 30 and this is vendor details and here control space bar. I have association vendor here. Okay. And so we are done with final interface view act toward it. So now I'm going to have an expose in my service definition. Expose CGI underscore LFA1 as vendor. Make sure what you have added here are the same. The ID VENDOR. Yes, VENDOR. Act order. That's it. Once you go and refresh, automatically it's refreshed in your web page. So still I'm facing the issue, so I have to delete my service binding because it is not reflects in my this rental system. So don't worry, that is not same for you as well. So I'm going to delete my service binding and recreate it. Okay, I'm going to pass it. Okay, maybe just if it is useful for someone how to delete, maybe it will be useful. So I just pass my recording. So I'm deleting my service binding and go here, right click, and I'm creating it. So that is the way it get refreshed, means what it um, used, it's accommodated all my changes. Okay, so that is the reason I'm doing this. You can have same name or different name, service binding for PO and version 2. Next, service binding. Okay. Okay, probably in a different package it might exist. PO2. Maybe I used it in my uh, practice session, so it's fine. Okay. Act toward it and publish. Yeah, now you can see both preview, Chrome. Okay, it's there. Go. Okay, let's have the same one. PO number is 45200. Okay. So you have both informations here. Okay, and vendor details. This is the vendor information. So PO items, it's my first association, and vendor details is my second association. Okay, so this is a way you can have your association to be exposed in RAP. And if you want, you can have, that could be pretty simple. You can create one more, not one more, you can create a metadata file for your final interface and move the informations, these informations over there. That also works. Okay, let me do it quickly. This is my final interface. Right click, new metadata extension. So CGI PO metadata on top of my final interface. Next and finish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. So if you want to maintain everything in a proper way, so then yes, you can do that. Copy this and go to my metadata. Okay, and the fields. So I missed the fields over here. So there should not be any key here. Okay, this is metadata file. So everything should be end with semicolon. Okay, and this is not required. Association expose is not required in the metadata. Metadata is just for, okay, layer is missing, just for just add your design level mostly. So this is code. Save it, act toward it, and I'm not adding anything. I think that might give an error. At least it needs one. Yeah, probably. That's a problem. At least one annotation is required. Oh, sorry, extension is missing. Okay, go here, final view, and the annotation is missing. data allow extension is true. Okay, act toward it. And come here and try to act toward. Still an error. Problems. Yeah, one annotation is required. That's true. So you can have UI, line item, position 10, label. View. Okay. So then you can remove this from your base interface view because you have a metadata file now. So it's 20 category. This is type. This is vendor. 30, 40. Okay. Activate. And now I'm going to the final interface. Okay, is it activated? Yes. Go to final interface. I'm in interface view, and I'm going to come on this because it should coming from my metadata file now. Okay, all good. Activate. And if you go and refresh, obviously it should work in your browser. So for me, it takes a minute. I need to delete and do that. Okay. So this is the output after I recreated the service binding and executed it. You can see this is coming from my metadata extension file because I give just few letters as a header or field name. So just click. So this is also coming from this information or designed using metadata extension. So the vendor informations are empty. That's why it's not giving any information over here. Okay. So this is a way you can have associations exposed in RAP. This is very basic. You can just extend this for your any of your scenarios, manage or unmanage as well. Okay. So thank you so much for your time. Hope this might be useful, and let me know if you have any questions. So see you in the next video. Bye.